It always begins quietly, almost invisibly. A small child, maybe 7 years old, sits across from a parent who is unraveling in slow motion. Sometimes it's addiction, sometimes it's rage, sometimes it's the heavy, echoing silence of someone too broken to show up. And in that tiny, undeveloped mind, a switch flips, ancient, instinctive, irreversible. If I don't keep this together, no one will. That is the moment a childhood ends, long before it should. Not through disappearance, but through transformation. The child becomes a caretaker, an interpreter of moods, a miniature adult pressed into service by circumstances they never chose. They smile more so no one worries. They cry less because tears make things worse. They scan the room with a sixth sense that shouldn't belong to a child, memorizing footsteps, tones, and patterns like a soldier anticipating ambush. They become the emotional thermostat of the household, calibrating themselves to keep the peace, and society applauds them for it, showering them with compliments that are really misunderstandings. You're so mature, you're so responsible, you're so strong. Yet no one pauses to ask the question that matters most: at what cost? Psychologists have a word for this role reversal. It is not a small wound or a sad little story. It's a developmental fracture that rewires the nervous system. When a child is forced to manage emotions that belong to adults, they become hypervigilant. They learn that stability is their job, that affection must be earned, that safety is something negotiated rather than given, and so they vanish in plain sight. Not physically, but psychologically. They bury their needs, they hide their fear, they suffocate their innocence. In its place grows a version of themselves tailored for survival. The good child, the quiet achiever, the dependable one, the therapist in training who knows how to soothe everyone but themselves. But beneath the competence, something aches. Something bruised and nameless clings to the inside of their chest, whispering questions they never dare speak aloud. Why didn't anyone protect me? Why did I have to be the strong one? And as the years pass, the symptoms evolve. Many become hyper-independent, refusing help as if accepting care is a trap. Some struggle to feel joy, treating happiness like something foreign, undeserved, or dangerous. Others work themselves to exhaustion because productivity became their only source of worth. And worst of all, most don't even realize they are still operating in survival mode. Their nervous system was trained early to equate chaos with normalcy. So peace feels suspicious, quiet feels unsafe, and love feels like a debt waiting to be collected. This is the lifelong imprint of growing up. Too fast, a haunting blend of resilience and grief. But no child chooses this willingly. Children will sacrifice anything, including themselves, to maintain attachment. It isn't weakness, it is raw biological intelligence, a desperate attempt to preserve connection in a world that taught them safety was conditional. But the paradox is brutal. The strategies that saved them become the chains that bind them as adults. They overgive, overfunction, they become the emotional anchor in every relationship while quietly drowning. They want someone to ask if they're okay, yet fear that revealing their neediness will push people away. They fantasize not about being strong, but about finally having permission to fall apart. Healing begins with acknowledgement, not fixing, not minimizing, not comparing your pain to someone else's, simply witnessing the truth of what happened. Many adults who grew up too fast tell themselves the same lies. It wasn't that bad. Other people had it worse. I turned out fine. But fine is just another mask, polished from years of pretending. True healing starts when you stop idolizing your strength and start honoring your wounds. When you turn inward and ask your inner child, what did I need that I never received? And slowly, patiently, you give that child what no one else did: safety, rest, softness, and the right to be human. Growing up too fast steals your childhood, but it does not steal your future. You can choose differently now. You can choose gentleness. You can choose to stop carrying the emotional weight of others. You can choose to return to the parts of yourself you abandoned, not to fix the past, but to free the present. Healing doesn't make you weaker. It makes you whole. And for the first time, you get to grow, not through duty or fear, but through truth.